good for conference calls. But that's because he's a banker.
I hear you. I am not about any, I do not like meetings, Nick. I am with you.
My dad works for PNC, and so he does. There are times when he's on a conference call and he's just sitting there like playing solitaire or something else while we're on the conference call because he's just like, I am so good at this.
So what about those meetings where it's like, all right, so thanks for coming in here early today. I'm going to send you an email later about what is going to happen. All right, see you. You get meetings like that over?
I don't usually. I don't have tons of meetings actually in my life, which is quite nice. But
my dad also makes jokes that he has survived another 3-hour meeting that could have been an email.
Yep.
Or
oh, that's what it was. That could have been an email.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Or I survived another 2-hour meeting that could have been written on a Post-it note.
All right, Miss Jaleesa, I just sent the hangout to everybody. So, Nick, I know you're anxious to go. Do you want to present from there, or you can come up here, or?
I'll present from my computer because it can now.
Okay.
That was one of the problems I was dealing with my computer. Just did not know how to do anything.
Okay. All right. So we are ready. If you want to join the hangout, I posted it in, and this is the machine that's recording the audio. So if you could turn off your microphone and speaker, and then just speak loudly so we can pick up your audio.
Got you.
And can you turn down the volume? It's on the receiver board. The dial. Huh? Yeah, it's on. No, I didn't send. It's just in. It's in the announcements for today. And I would like to talk about. So we'll do anybody that desperately needs feedback and has to go can go first, and then I will talk about project 3. Okay. Hi. How are you? Yep. Class over. Do you want to get back in here? I kind of need the cord right there. You want to squeeze in here?
Sure. Try to do that with my bag.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Fine.
You like your math teacher?
I love my
That's awesome.
sent from God, this man.
That's
you said you made an
good.
announcement, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But, excuse me.
Did you? How long have you been in this class?
The whole time? What are you talking about?
Oh, thank you. What is this, like book return day?
Did you get another one?
Yeah, Alex. Is anybody sitting here waiting to go? Where did Jaleesa disappear to? Oh, do you have work to present, Miss Jaleesa?
No.
No. Okay.
What are you waiting on?
We're waiting on Nick. Alex, do you want to go ahead? Oh, there's Nick. Okay, Nick, you ready?
Yeah. Let's see if I remember how to use this.
So just share your screen and then you can start talking.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much for letting me do this at a slightly different work schedule than everyone else in this class. So here's project 1's. My objective, target audience, expected outcomes, description, etc. For project 1. What I'm doing is going to be working on racanellis.com's website. Going to redesign it because it's interesting. Let me show you here. Yeah, let's use Opera because Opera's cool. So this is their website. It's not too great. Let's see if turning it smaller here, you can see what it's like on the phone.
It's not. Oh, it is responsive.
It is, but it's not that great. Like here, let me show you what it's like when you order. Yeah, first there's the menu, then there's ordering online. Those are different things. You can't order from the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's just do something here. Oh wait, I have to just do this here. Well, okay, it's a little too complicated, but the menuing system is just awful. It's not organized well at all. So this big thing here is just like ads for some sort of thing. It doesn't. No one really cares. Special offers, email clubs. So like their website is not organized. Thinking about what does someone want to do when they get to this website. It's not designed that way at all. So that's basically what my project is all about. It's making sure that the people that actually are going to be going to their website can get to the things that they want to get to in a few amount of clicks. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you guys don't have to read such small font.
You don't necessarily have to read through it all. Just in the interest of time, I've already given you a little bit of feedback on that.
Yeah.
The one he sent this to me yesterday, and I said, you know, keeping the objective. Thinking about from the perspective of Racanelli's, what is their objective for redoing their website? Let's assume that they've come to you and they've said, you know what, you're the expert. I want you to redesign this. So your objective is like, we are going to, an improved website will do X, Y, and Z, or whatever. It'll be, they'll get more online orders, more people will visit, they'll come in better educated and ready to order, or, you know, they'll, we'll get more applicants online. I don't know. What is the objective? An improved look. I mean, it looks like a pretty junky restaurant based on the look of the website. So you want to improve their public face. So those are the statements I'm talking about with your objective.
Okay.
Or image is probably a better word. Okay, so go ahead.
All right, so for the target audience, I divided up into 5 possible groups in order of the most likely to least likely. So it's going to start out with like customers looking to order online, and then people looking for caterers, and then at the bottom, it's just someone looking for a location of a Racanelli's pizzeria, but it's very likely that that's going to be included in one of the in job applicants, someone looking for a caterer, or people looking to do a fundraising at their place. So expected outcomes and benefits. Having worked in a pizza place myself, I can tell you that it is so much easier to do with the people that order online than the people that call on the phone. Because when people call on the phone, the person that's like on the receiving end, the employee that's putting in their order, is putting it into the same system that the online orders go directly into. So you're cutting out a bunch of the telephone game, like, you know, the telephone game when you like whisper stuff in people's ears. It's basically just like that when you call on the phone. But when it's an online order, it's directly to the food staff. So if you have if they have their website easy to understand, it doesn't look junky, and online orders are much more encouraged and easier, and just looks better, more people will order online, and it'll just increase the productivity of the workers. Fewer orders will be gotten wrong. All sorts of good benefits.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yeah,
what you're talking about is accuracy, and you don't use that word. That would be a good word to use in there.
Accuracy?
Order accuracy. Because you're talking about the telephone game, this, that. I think what you're talking about really is just order accuracy. And I think I don't see that word in that whole paragraph there, and that's really what you're trying to get at.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Sometimes there's just a block between here and here.
I know.
Or between here and here.
Hey, did you get the response to your response?
I thought I looked at it. You said something like "thank you," and I didn't see anything else.
Oh, really?
I didn't look at it that closely though, because it was right when I was leaving yesterday.
All right. Well, I included a bit about like what I would say to the client about what I was actually going to do to their beloved website. Basically, to talk about, I try to put in layman terms how the things that I'm going to change about it in what order. So basically, I say that I'm going to reorganize the content on the website so that people that are actually using the website can get to what they want more quickly, more understandably, regardless if they're on the desktop or on the phone, because right now that is definitely a problem. And then I'm going to change how the pages themselves look to reflect the changes in the content of where the content is, and to prioritize the information that is actually going to be the most important to the most amount of people. And then after that, I was going to work on the aesthetics, like typography, colors, fixing that not scrolling background that gets in the way of everything. Making it look all pretty.
I think that your process is pretty accurate. If you can just write it in a way that depersonalizes it. In a proposal, you don't want to write I. So the first, yes, the first step in this, the web production process will be to prioritize. The prioritizing information is another thing that you're getting at. You're not necessarily using that word. The hierarchy, yeah. And when you're talking about, I like the way that you outlined your target audiences, all the different people that could be coming to the site. From the perspective of Racanelli's, though, what they want catering events, they want online orders, and they want people coming into the restaurant. Those are probably their biggest priorities. So I think when you talk about your process, you can talk about prioritizing, making more visible what Racanelli's is going to want, what kind of user action they want. That's what's bringing them in dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a designer, you've got to be thinking, okay, well, how do I make it as easy and as obvious as possible that we cater events and that it's easy to do? How do I make online ordering as simple and as easy as possible? And they've got pretty big competition, because if you've ever ordered from someone like Domino's,
It's so much cheaper.
is it cheaper?
Oh yeah.
It's cheaper. It's easy. They've got like the timeline of where your pizza is. I mean, so you've got to make it really easy. So maybe they should say, well, we can't really compete with somebody like Domino's. Let's try to differentiate ourselves and say, look, we're a great place to do catering. Who wants to have Domino's cater their event? I mean,
Someone
a college
without enough money
event.
to pay Racanelli's.
Huh?
Someone without enough money to pay Racanelli's.
Right. I mean,
I think that in these highly competitive areas, those that are not the cheapest have made a decision they won't be, and they're okay with that.
And with, as far as who would want to cater, or who would want Domino's to cater, just on Saturday, I work for the Jimmy John's over at
right.
McLeod and Watson, and the place at the Archbishop May Drive, I completely forgot the name of. They ordered a big delivery from us, and I pull up, and then Rinaldi's pulls up, and then Domino's pulls
Right,
up.
that's
It's
true.
volume is what it is. They have a lot of people to feed, and they have this budget.
This is a different type of an event where, have your private party at Racanelli's, a birthday party, like a teenage birthday party, or like that would be, it's kind of like a step above the volume event where we're bringing 100 pizzas to a college campus for a party, So think about where Racanelli's could, and then by writing about this, you're demonstrating that you understand where their niche is.
Yeah, the pizza's better too, to be honest.
Well, there you go. A higher quality pizza.
Toppings are better quality too.
There you go. These are other things to talk about. But in terms of your process, the second step, remember, we're making a piece here too that's going to be for your portfolio. So when you talk about your process here, you're someone who's going to be possibly hiring, you're like, oh, I did this website plan for my interface design class. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. You understand the process. You understand what wireframes are for. So you explaining this to your client and having this in your portfolio is also demonstrating to an employer that you understand the process and that you get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I have one question. Can you scroll up one page? Just the next page up. So on the bottom right there where it says, why is the text indented in the way that it's indented? Are you trying to create a hierarchy, or are you trying to, what's the deal there?
It was supposed to be like a list. It didn't copyright.
Oh, okay. So you'll fix that.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking about how online orders make communication better, because like here.
Well, I'm less concerned with the content than why it's positioned the way it is. That's what I'm asking about.
Yeah, like it's positioned this way, it is because it says, all right, this is the point you're confusing calls, fast productivity. Online orders are much faster. Here's how they're faster, or how they're, well, here's how the phone is slower.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's not working like that.
But let's just assume he understands it's a formatting issue.
Okay.
But I think there's a couple expected order accuracy is all what you're talking about here. But some of the other things that we're talking about, the expected outcomes and benefits, more parties booked there, more catering clientele, a better local perception of the restaurant. These are all, I think a bulleted list is fine, if it's really actually set up like a bulleted list.
Yeah. And this kind of goes off of something that you back at probably see for the mom and pop pizza place I worked for back when I lived there, was the to-go menu was just a black and white 8.5 by 11 of their in-shop menu, and it was like that's not going to work. I made a nice tri-fold design for it, and now they use that to take out and to in-shop one.
That's cool. Very satisfying to do that, something like that. Okay, do you have a flow chart
I do.
Okay.
You're probably gonna say it's not finished. I would understand that.
And you understand that this is all going to be a PDF file, so I want you to
Yeah,
lay this
I
out in InDesign. And I don't know if you've gone back and looked at all the videos, but everybody in the class kind of make these. They made these branded sort of, you know, what is the Nix web development company? They made a PDF file that like showed. I want you to set it up in InDesign. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
InDesign once. So the navbar had to be a redesign. So I like just to think of how I wanted to structure it. I just kind of wanted to put what I thought would be on the navbar. If it's a hashtag, that means it would be just like an ID that it would link to on that same page.
Okay.
So on the home, the things that are going to be put on it, and or most important to least importance would be order now, and then the special offers, which would be like, you know, like coupons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Their catering, and then job applications.
Okay.
For something like this, I definitely would recommend looking at some of the websites and apps for some of the competition, like Papa John's and Domino's and stuff. Look at,
I did, but I can look at them further.
yeah, just, and especially the Papa John's app is so sleek and easy to understand. Just,
But also, I mean, maybe a more appropriate person, a more appropriate restaurant to look at. You're not Papa John's. That's a nationwide chain.
Yeah,
It's an international chain.
even
This
I-
is a, yeah,
I was being looking for
Yeah.
design ideas of how
Right.
to make it look clean.
Right.
Under-
Good point. But I also think that you can think about local chains that have a little bit, like Dewey's, maybe.
Even Uno's or even pie.
Yeah, exactly. And Dewey's is not a local chain. They're based in Cincinnati, I think.
Well, it's local somewhere.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure that Racanelli's isn't a much larger chain.
They got 4 locations, 4 or 5 locations.
Just in St. Louis?
Well, on the website, they have 5 locations. Like the location here, let me go back to this. Oh, I just had it open. Yeah, right here,
Oh,
the
okay.
locations. It's just in small text.
Yes.
All right.
That's fine.
Is your home gonna go down and then you're gonna have those 4 pages, or was the navbar gonna be at those top 5, 6?
The navbar is going to be the top 6, and this is going to be the information on the homepage. Because the homepage is basically like when we have a piece of website, there isn't any like text on here saying, "Hey, this is who we are." It's just like, "Hey, look at our things."
So there's a content that I
Yeah.
just think that wording, that clearly.
Yeah, yeah, clearly. Well, yeah, like here it's like join our team. So they are definitely looking for people to hire, but it just looks so it's not actually. Oh, okay, it's particular.
I think this is a good start on your flow chart. If you're going to center, I would make your boxes all the same. Center align the text and center align the box, and make all your boxes the same size, unless they have a different level of importance.
Okay.
Because you don't want your audience to be looking at like, wait, why is that box bigger than that? Wait, what does that mean? Is that more important? You know what I mean? Don't confuse and that sometimes is tricky if you have a lot of content put in the box. But you could also, those hashtags could be, they would be lower level boxes that would come off that.
Right.
That's how you could address that.
So, did you guys use like a program for your flowcharts that I saw in some of the videos? Those look really nice. And did you just like painstakingly do in Illustrator?
James, did you ever find a program for flowchart creation?
What did you, for wireframes?
Yeah. What is it? Oh, James was interested in that too.
It wasn't good.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
There's this
There are.
Adobe XD, which is a new program by Adobe that you might want to play around with. I haven't played around with it yet. I know they won't put it on the lab computers yet because it's still in beta. But that's supposed to, XDCC, design, prototype, and share user experiences.
Does anybody use it? Because I don't know
No,
how
I just-
user-friendly it
I
is.
know, I've opened it.
We had reviews and there's some complaints, but it's in beta, so it'll probably be addressed.
I don't know. Once you get so used to Illustrator, I do everything in Illustrator. I mean, for like flow
And
charts.
there are other things like Sketch,
Mhm.
but that costs $50 a year for a student. And then, what's the other big one? I don't remember the name of it, but it's so limited. I don't know.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, Nick,
Yes.
carry on, as Tim Gunn would say.
Okay.
You're not getting my project or my reference.
No.
Okay, he's
I
like,
remember
no.
him, so I was like, but I don't. I've
He's
never
always
watched
like,
the show.
carry on, designers, carry on. Like, you're going in a good direction. You just keep on going, keep on trucking. All right. So, does anybody else have anything or like they want to share? I know. Okay, James, I'm going to click over to you.
You want me to capture
Yep.
audio from you, though, right?
Yep. There he is. So Thursday morning, we're back on the regular schedule. If you guys want to jump in, it'll be a remote hangout only, but you have an opportunity to present on Thursday. You hear that, Nick? Thursday is yeah, it'll just be a hangout online. We're not meeting in here.
Yeah, just switch to me up there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, just to remind everybody, this is Build-A-Bot, and I plan to get the children, the St. Louis Children's Museum, the Magic House, to purchase it from me. They will be doing that. The exhibit will consist of 3 stages. This is kind of what I don't think you guys have heard the parts that I'm about to tell you. So it's build a robot out of parts, scan, decorate the robot, and control the robot utilizing motion sensing input devices. When I showed this to you a few weeks ago, this is still so formatting issues. Don't worry about them. I'm not going to change them, but they're there. I basically went through and found the Magic House's mission statement, and I made sure that we met each objective with it with this exhibit. And it's a pretty cool, pretty interesting mission statement actually, and it's spark imagination, pique curiosity, enhance creativity, and develop problem-solving skills, which is exactly what I was already planning before I ever knew what the Magic House's mission statement was. And then the target audience is still the same. That's getting all of it. So this is the layout or walkthrough of it, if you will, with the 3 stages. So in the Magic House, there are no digital maps of the Magic House. I looked everywhere, but I've been there enough that I know the layout. I know there's a room in there that has 1 entrance and 1 exit, and it's an exhibit revolving room, if you will. So that's kind of neat. Anyway, you walk in the entrance at the top, you will exit that same place. You'll go to stage 1, and we'll go through the stages in a moment. But as you can see, my thought is that if you have a big enough room, you keep it clear in the center, because I'll even show you some videos of interactive, see on stage 3. These will be hanging on the wall on stage 3. I have actual examples of interactive video on the wall where you interact with it, and the lines can kind of back up. So you want an area for the lines of people to have room to stay in line. Anyway, let's hit this stage here. So stage 1 is construct robot. So these robots at the top are the type of parts that I was first describing when I talked to you guys and tried to draw it on the board. These consist of male and female ends. So it's just, if you look right there, you can kind of see how that just pops right in and out. There's a hole on each of these objects. You just pop it in, pop it out. And there would be multiple pieces in these bins. Let me zoom in. This is an example of a place that's building robots already. This is at the Indianapolis Children's Museum, and that's exactly what I want. There's a table like this in the center with a big bowl where all the pieces could be if you come to build your robot, utilizing the pieces that I've shown you above. And then this is kind of an example of another table that's still not the exact table that I want to use, more of the one on the left. But these pieces are in there. You build your robot. It comes out looking something like this over here. You know, it can have a claw. It can have tracks on the bottom. Whatever. That is up to the child's curiosity or the adult. I'm always coming out of these places. Like this. So stage 2, once you have put your piece together, you will scan and decorate it utilizing what my idea is to put QR codes that are actually, if I were to do this myself and I was pitching this to a magic house, I would want to print these pieces using a 3D printer ourselves out of plastic, and that way we could put our own QR codes into the plastic. So they'd be scannable no matter what. So each piece of the puzzle, if you will, is scannable, which tells the computer what pieces you selected. And the computer will put together that, hey, this is what piece you use for the arm, this is what piece you use for the torso, whatever. So when you get it in there, you have an idea already that they chose a track instead of a left and right leg. Does that make sense? Or they chose a claw arm for the right arm. And that computer will take care of that for you. And this is using the IBM drafting table. And the drafting table, they don't really come at different heights, so we would build some steps for, like you talked about my daughter, who can't reach everything yet, but she would get on steps and start touching the screen and just messing around with it. So, stage 3 is actually controlling the robot. So this is an example of this. I can show you this on YouTube. There's a video real quickly. This is a Tabat visual experience. It's in Atlanta, in a mall in Atlanta. And that's exactly what I was talking about from day one, is that you control the robot. It has input senses. It's basically an Xbox Kinect 360. And those are some. They'll be very simple games for you to utilize the robot to do. So, and that would be the screens on the wall. Now I have that's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So you built your robot, you have it in there. Now let's go back to what it actually looks like to decorate the robot. So you've got this giant IBM multi-touch screen in your face. And basically you have on the left side, it's kind of hard to see up there, but you have where you would drag and drop these pieces in. This is a very rough sketch of what the interface would look like. But you get the idea, is that you have your colors up here, your color palette, you have the pieces, and then you can come down here at the bottom right. The bottom right, you go through each piece, the head, the torso, the hand, the leg, and then there's a miscellaneous on the far right. And when you select them, there's a triangle that points which one you're on. You see we're on the legs right there. So it's giving you choices for legs. Now, there on the top right, you would basically hit save, and it goes into the system, so you can go over there and control it on the screen. You can put your name in or whatever. Another thing that this will actually incorporate is that you can also type your email address in, and it'll send it to you. So you can have it to take home and do whatever you want with it after you design your robot. The last page is actually controlling the screen. So let's say you came through, you decorated your robot, you're into stage 3 now, this is what you came up with. Now you go and stand in front of that screen, and this is just one of the games that could be on that screen, and it's destroy the falling comments. So the comments start falling, and as you saw that boy in the video, you got to smash those comments before they get whatever.
You get points if you're there.
Sure.
Okay, one question about that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you asking the kid to recreate the thing they've already
Yeah, that's what I don't
I
get
realized
too.
that as I was saying it. So left screen is dog shit. It needs to be changed. What would pop up is exactly what they had on the screen. I screwed that up.
Scanned it.
Yeah, I finished this 15 minutes before, actually, really before we do it. So it would be the scan. So I apologize. That's wrong.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then what you would be able to do is slide those pieces over. So the computer would know that you chose tracks for the legs. So the only thing that it would give you over on the right side is a variety of tracks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or colors?
Or left leg. So you chose left leg, right leg. All right. Let's say you chose a right leg that's I'd have to go through all these pieces. Okay, and it's like a weird right leg, right? It's only going to give you right legs that are weird right leg. And in the colors you choose. So I have an example of a game that I like. It's on addictinggames.com. And basically what you do is you pick 2 colors. And I don't have room to put that in there, but I would put 2 colors that you get to select. Kind of like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator. Once you pick those 2 colors, it changes those parts for you.
Yes.
It would change. So that one would be red and green. That would be the 2 choices that I had made.
I got a question for you. Do you think that the touch table, the IDM touch table, is really that necessary?
That's what I'm wondering about this.
Because it's a $50,000 piece of equipment, and
Remember you told us it was not old and stuff?
yeah,
You
it's
could
true.
bring the idea.
I just think that it's more of an, isn't it kind of more of an individual experience when you're designing your robot? I just wonder if there could be like several iPad stations or something like that.
Sure, I don't care.
You know?
I'm just telling you, it's a touch screen
Yeah.
that you drag and drop pieces into.
Right. Right. So to that point, it's kind of set up like stations.
Right.
I don't know if that's more, if that's over the top. I don't know if you necessarily need that technology for that part of the experience.
I'm wondering if this is redundant, this part, because the kids already spent time, in this space putting it together. I'm fairly satisfied at the moment with the colors and with the design, and I don't know that. I mean, it might be fun for a few people to change it, but once it's scanned, you can have that option of emailing it home. I'm not sure this would be used much.
Well, I don't know how, once you scan it, you've already chosen colors when you're putting the pieces together.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Is if it's a track, they're all green.
Oh, okay.
If it's a right arm, they're all blue.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what I'm
color
saying.
doesn't mean necessarily
The color doesn't mean
anything.
nothing. The color is to identify that you're using a different piece for
Got
that
it.
selection of the logo.
Got it. I mean, we're getting into little details,
Right.
but I think that this is a great example of how you're using all sorts of pieces to explain this experience. You're doing kind of mock-ups, showing things that'll be sort of like this. You've found visual references, and you've mocked up screens, and you've mocked up rooms. So this is exactly what I wanted you to do in terms of communicating your idea. It isn't as straightforward as the first project where it's like, wireframe of this, wireframe of that. It's kind of like, use what you need to communicate your ideas. And so I totally commend you on that.
You're exactly right, though. Like, I don't know if you have to click for pricing on IBM's website, because I was looking at their tables for your coffee table. Have you seen that? The coffee tables with like the giant screen in them?
I've seen them in Las Vegas.
And that would be good for little ones.
Oh, no, I meant for my house.
Oh.
And I was going to click for pricing. I'm like, yeah.
How much?
I didn't click.
Oh.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, if it says click for pricing, I realize, hey,
The only reason why I know is because of that botanical garden project I was working on, and we got pricing because we were proposing different ideas.
Well, like I told you, Brock and the dinosaurs living in the Magic House, he actually turned the iPad off, so it looked like this nice, beautiful thing. Oh no, he actually went out to the home screen.
Yeah.
We find out that it was just a PBS app that would decorate donuts.
Right. Well, they utilize everything. They can utilize everything that they have. I mean, I would too. I mean, they've got to cut corners.
So you're right. Like, it could absolutely be an iPad. I just wanted to show you that it's a touch screen.
Yeah.
So you touch it, you drag and drop your pieces in.
Right. This is looking great. I would go ahead and make the tweaks just so you feel really good about it for your portfolio and stuff. But I think it's a good idea. Does anybody? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I can definitely make that. The minute I read it, I was like, crap. Why did I do that? It was because it was almost midnight. But I will definitely make the change on. That will look like one of those pieces over the top.
Sure. Right.
That's what it'll look like.
Yeah.
And then you drag and drop on top.
And I like the idea of the way that you're visualizing it with like dashed lines, because we understand that this is, but the dashed lines represent the overall shape of what you've picked out for the robot. You know what I mean? So, Jaleesa and Alex, did you guys have stuff to show? Okay, I'm going to put Alex up. What about you, Miss Jaleesa? Okay.
Oh, I failed to mention, just side note, I finally found out who is on. Am I still up for a second?
Yeah.
So I found out who did that stuff at the Magic House. It's called Team Lab. They're a Japanese-based company that is all over the world. Holy crap. If you get a chance, go to their website, teamlab.art. And the thing in the Magic House is nothing compared to what they do for kids around the world. This one right here is mind-blowing. You slide through a fruit field. You guys see that?
Which one? Oh,
Those kids are stuck in the middle of a hologram, basically.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it is. And then this one, this Natures and Valleys stuff. I mean, unbelievable. You can't see. Those are kids all walking amongst a hologram.
Where is it?
So they're all over the world. These are all things that are designed all over the world. Team Lab is what did that black room that I showed you guys pictures of when you designed your bus and your plane and everything. Team Lab that you guys have asked me numerous times. Who did it? Team Lab. And they're all over the world. So I don't know how the Magic House got to work with them, but it's very minute compared to what they do around the world.
Imagine it depends on your budget, right?
Exactly. Right.
Isn't it interesting they call themselves Team Lab? Do you think they just do that in the United States?
No.
A Japanese company and they use the English.
Right. So it's a collaborative, interdisciplinary creative.
Well, it's smart because then they have the world, at least English speaking.
Okay, Alex, I've clicked over to you. Jaleesa, I started on our project. I owe you something, I owe Jaleesa something, and I owe somebody else something. I started uploading content, and since you did that workshop, I was going to take out some of the tutorials, the other things that I initially outlined. But thank you for sending that to me. She's doing this 1 credit independent study because she needed 1 credit to graduate. So she's doing it on 3D printing, and I did a workshop at the library, and she came to the 4-hour workshop, and that's part of the kind of putting this towards her 1 credit.
That's a good 1 credit.
Yeah.
So I kind of switch it up and kind of with the water scenario where they were have to drop the water from, on their vegetation of some sort.
Ooh, I can see that you're quoting from the book. In urban areas, infrastructure block the rainwater from being absorbed. Yep.
That looks awesome.
Yes. Oh, Alex. Yeah, much better. Yeah.
What size font is that, It might be a bit big. I'm being picky, but.
You know what might help with your presentation is kind of just showing some pictures of a couple of kids maybe playing together, like standing, finding, just steal an image off the internet. Oh, wait, you're going. Oh, cool. Perfect.
They're indestructible.
Well, they were indestructible. Plus, you can literally attach them to the bottom of a desk and screw them in, so they can't move that base at all. But it's have pivots and stuff. Once you whatever it puts them down.
That's good. I would change your header to be something a little bit more compelling than children.
I haven't got that to that point. I want to redo that and then change all of the projects that I've done.
And for people like me, can you do some bullet points so I don't have to read the whole thing to understand what's going on? And I have some hierarchy about, I know it's a problem statement.
Unless the problem statement was wrong.
I was going to say that for that page, the second page on the right side. Yeah, if you do, I don't want to read that page.
No, I don't want to read it.
If you show me that, I'd be like, whoa, look at that artwork. Oh, I'm not reading that.
Yeah, so give me some information that I need to have.
Well, you could just give a header to each of these paragraphs because each of your paragraphs are nicely organized to describe what's going on in the screen. And I think the first screen, if we had a header that's customizing the character, so you could kill that first sentence, customizing the character. The basis of the character will be a water drop, blah, 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 blah. And then your next paragraph would be game in play. And then, so give us something. And it's a little bit squished. I think your header, your purple header area is bigger than it needs to be because you could have Alex Harlow, brilliant interactive designer. And then over to the right, it'd be the water exhibit, proposed water exhibit.
Well, I was going to change it up and add some more stuff. So when I do get to that point, I have that space.
Okay. Yeah, I think your artwork is awesome. I would give it more, make it larger, and maybe you wouldn't be able to fit all three on this one page there. But there's a lot of, you have some nice detail, and this is just little things. I don't know if you intuitively just got this, but like, especially this first screen, the way that you have the background kind of a little bit muted, your drop pops off. And I don't know if you did that intentionally or not, but do you see like your background, your trees, maybe you just kind of felt like, oh, that looks good, and you didn't think about it all that much. But like the water drop and these orange buttons, they really feel like they're sitting up more in the foreground, which is exactly what you want. Your background isn't, and your background is simple enough and abstract. It looks really good. I mean, I don't know if you really were that intentional about it, but
Yeah, I always say yes. That was my intention.
can you go to your
all the time.
yeah? Can you go to your bottom screen? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you might want to tone down that green a little bit at the bottom, but I think it looks really good. I think your screen designs look really good. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to make this concise, I don't think. This is a presentation.
And just for selling it, selling the idea, if you had just a stock image of like a bunch of kids crowding around, and you could Photoshop it or whatever, crowding around an iPad kind of thing. And then I love that you found that one device. I think that's really cool. And you really come up with this is doable, this is a solution, but you kind of want to show that it could be sort of collaborative. Maybe you can find some picture of a kid and an iPad, the other kids cheering around, and so it implies that this is going to be collaborative. Good. Okay, so we are running out of time. I might just go through project 3 and record it and record myself talking about it. And if you have to go, you have to go. It'll be, or should we do it on Thursday?
Let's do it on Thursday so we can.
That was a great detailed description of it.
You understand it?
Okay.
Okay. Well, we can talk about it a little bit. I'll go over it. You guys have to get to class. I'll go over it. And if you need more detail, we can talk about it a little bit more on Thursday, or you can watch the end of the video, see if any questions come up. So I'll just go ahead and record myself talking about it.
Were there examples in there? I didn't go far enough to it.
There might be. I don't know. I don't remember. Let me look. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I like this last project. I think it's really cool.
In a nutshell, what is it?
It is an app design. That's a nutshell.
That's it?
Whatever you want to do.
To be honest with you, I'm getting a little, my memory of this versus the information architecture projects, I'm kind of forgetting a little bit, so I have to go back and look at it.
Confusing.
Mm-hmm. And I caught up with the visual example scavenger hunts kind of-ish, and now I see there's more for me to grade. I would think I was done with everything, and I did all the project 1s that I could. I haven't graded project 2s. So since this is kind of rolling, maybe if you guys tell me, hey, I'm ready, give me a grade for this, I'll grade it. But I was kind of holding off on that a little bit. Okay, so, well, before we forget here, let me just make sure grades I give Alex and Nick, and everybody's doing pretty well on their critiques. Alex, you're on number 6. So this would be, today is 410, is that right? 18. And Nick, got 7 more, buddy.
Yep.
It's a make it work moment, Nick. So you don't get that reference either, because that's Tim Gunn from Project Runway. And Alex, wait. Oh, shoot. I gave the wrong Alex. Dang it.
So with Alex Harlow, you have to do something. Like, I don't know why, but your name has to.
Yeah, I haven't had time to work on my specific header for like all the projects and everything. So it's been just kind of, here's my name and what the project.
Singing or acting or writing, yeah, something.
And James Taylor, that's critique 7 for you, my friend. So you're closing in on this.
Well, thanks. I would like to answer, but I have to go, but what was the Civil War
That's really
decision? Why did we do Civil War stuff in that thing?
Because I think that, have you ever had Kristen Anderson as a professor?
No. I didn't know.
She does Civil War research, and she, I think, planted the seed about like how do you make an information. I mean, I think that's how they got the idea from her.
I'm just curious.
When we went to New Mexico with this group of students a few years ago, and one of the kids there, he was a computer science major. He was so funny. He kept talking about his favorite professor being Kristen Anderson. We're like, all right, we know we're not Kristen Anderson, you know. And
Yeah.
anyway, it was her. I think that's her area of research. She's done a lot of interesting research in that area, and I think that I was surprised she wasn't there actually because.
Oh, that wasn't the lady that was talking from the TV.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I just, because in my hometown came out of that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
Right.
All names you chose to do.
I know. I know. Okay. Hey, just 5 minutes. Pam, will you do? Oh, you're going to class.
I gotta go.
Shoot. Okay, Alex, you're going to class. Will you do me a favor? Will you click over to me, and then we'll just take a quick look at it, and it'll be recorded. Okay.
Adios.
Bye. Oh, yeah. I owe you something too. I got to connect you with my buddy Zach. Okay. See ya. Go math. Go team business math. Really?
Well, I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was just stuff I'm not doing.
Okay, here we go. So let's just read through this. The objective of this assignment is to plan and design an app that you would like investors to fund. Ooh, shoot. Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, like investors to fund.
Yep. For development and uploaded to one of the mobile app stores. The app could be a game, a utility, a business app, a musical instrument, a social locator app, educational tool, or a reference app. Whatever type of app you propose, the app should be interesting, novel, and unique. Obviously, with 30,000 plus apps in the Apple App Store, there may be an existing app which already has some of the functionality that you envision, but you must find a way to differentiate your app from other existing apps. Your project submission must include the following: objective, target audience, competitive analysis justifications. So here I'm asking you, why is this app unique and different from other apps out there? Incorporate screenshots and descriptions of at least 3 similar apps that already exist. Using your research on these competitor apps, explain how your proposed app is different. Description of look and feel. Explain the inspiration for the look and feel. Flow chart of the app. Wireframes. The flow chart may look a little bit different. It may look, never mind. I don't want to get to it. Wireframes. Create wireframes for all screens that would be used to complete 3 distinct tasks. So the wireframes are going to be a little bit different. You're going to say, okay, in this app, let's say I'm doing a match 3 game. Here's what the user wants to play the game. Maybe the user wants to see the high scores, or like 3 different tasks, and you kind of wireframe those 3 different tasks. Final renderings of a set of the screens representing one pathway that could be taken through the app to complete the task. So of those 3 distinct tasks that you're doing wireframes of, you choose one, typically the most interesting one, and then you actually do the finished look and feel for those screens. So the wireframes in the past, I think a lot of people in the past have did them just drawn out. We'll look at some of the examples. Interactive click-through based on the final renderings using Adobe Muse. We didn't quite get to that last time, so I'm going to change this to an optional. We'll just see where we are there. The interactive click-through is kind of cool though. Your project will be graded based on the following criteria: app concept and justification, quality of writing and presentation of proposal, functionality of app diagrams, and design of final rendering. So these are some different examples that students came up with in the past. Olivia Chris, she works for MasterCard now, actually. This is good. This is a book club app, and so she's analyzing Goodreads, My Book Club, And see, this is when back in the day of the Frankenstein PDF files, every page is different size. So she's doing these different user scenarios. So these are the wireframes. They're very casual, you know, just kind of thinking about, this is the first user scenario. Find the members of an already existing joined book club. User scenario 2, join a local book club. Now these would obviously look better if they were all done in Illustrator, but you can see her thinking here. Then she did a more formal wireframe. Actually, she did it twice. She did the sketches, she included her original sketches, but then these are the wireframes that look really, really nice, showing her thinking there. And then the final design. So the design part is pretty easy once you figure out your layout, you know. So that's her project. Ian, card trader. Oh, it's funny. This is kind of like a TCG fancy trade. I don't even really understand what TCG is. So here's his competitive analysis. And he weighed the pros and cons of all of them. Here's his flow chart. Here's his user scenario.
TCG is a trading card game.
Oh, okay. So there's his wireframes. Look really nice.
Yeah.
You know, and you can do it like you saw Olivia actually use an image of an iPhone there and when she mocked it up. And then here's another task. Now let's just go down to his final renderings. Oh, there wasn't a lot of design to this one. It's pretty minimal. It doesn't look that much different than, so they just did 3 screens that he pulled from the different user scenarios. And that's fine. I can be more specific about that. So let's look at one more example. This is band mail. I remember this one because it's about sending a fan mail to a band, making it easy for you to send fan mail to your favorite bands. So here again, our competitive analysis. And she couldn't really find competitive analysis because she used like Twitter. Anyway, here's their flow chart. I guess there are 2 different parts, 2 different areas of functionality. She split up the flow chart. Here's her user scenarios. And then her final design. Do you kind of get the idea? So don't be too put off by the fact that, like, you know, there's probably hundreds of match 3 games out there. Doesn't mean you couldn't do a match 3 game, you know? There are tons of health apps. Doesn't mean you couldn't do that. Try to think about what your special niches are in life and perhaps design something that maybe only you know about. Like, for example, I'm into machine embroidery, right? How many machine embroidery apps are there out there? Probably not that many, and I have a special point of view because I know the industry, I know what people might need, and that might make for an interesting app. So think about some of the things that you know about that maybe other people don't know about, and take your specialized knowledge and try to make an app. Whether it's about like your neighborhood or a hobby that you're really into, or a problem that you have that might be unique to you. I don't know. Think about that and come up with your idea for your app. Okay, so just start getting the wheels turning right now. You all have plenty of work to do. There's plenty of reading, plenty of quizzes, plenty of visual scavenger hunts. So you've got plenty of work to do, but just start thinking about different ideas. And the competitive analysis is a good opportunity to do some research and get your mind turning, you know, your wheels turning. Okay? Maybe there's an app you use that has some features that you don't like or that are missing, and that's another good starting point too. Got it? All right, cool. All right, well, that is recorded with a bunch of other nonsense too that I said along the way. Let me stop that.